Alright, so the next move here, this is going to be bottom wrestler reacts to your guillotine here. Once we get to this point here, we've exhausted pretty much all the little things you can do for defense as far as small positional changes goes. So at this point, the bottom wrestler is going to start doing some kind of balling up, burying themselves under you instead of really, defense. They're just making sure that you don't have an opportunity for your offense, right? So if I have my leg in, I just got done putting him in a world of hurt with this guillotine. He's gonna bury this arm, right? If this arm is out here in any way, he's in some danger of me grabbing that wrist and getting back under it. So the only way to make sure that there's no chance of the guillotine is if he buries this arm here. So when he does bury this arm, that's going to go ahead and open up what we call a chirella. I may have heard it referred to as a ball and chain. A couple other names out there for it, but the chirella is what we call it here. And the way that this is going to work is this is a tilt, in which step one, we're going to put all of our weight and pressure forward while coming up off the hip just a little bit here. Shifting your weight from the hip to the upper back here, that puts all this pressure forward and it kind of gives him a chance to lift his hips here a little bit. Whenever you relieve pressure off the bottom wrestler, you're going to expect them to try and come up there a little bit. So you put this pressure forward and now his hips come up just a little bit. When his hips come up, we're going to reach between the legs here and grab this wrist. We have this wrist grab. We're going to take our free arm and we're going to come through the hole between his side and this arm that we have locked up in our grip. A couple things here. We want to make sure we're in here shallow with our elbow in the back. Alright, a big mistake that we see a lot of times, people will get their arms too deep. If I have my arm too deep here, I don't have any leverage. My elbow on the back is what gives me the leverage to pull him over. My arm alone isn't going to be strong enough to fight against his whole body. Here I get leverage, and I'm also making it uncomfortable for him by pushing down my elbow in the middle of their back. Here I've got the move locked up. We want to take them over their shoulder here. So we're going to go this way, but not just straight back. We're taking them diagonally across over their shoulder. The way that that's going to work is step up high with back foot. I like to shift this knee forward just a little bit so that we're right here in the side of the stomach. And then we're going to drive over that shoulder while elevating this elbow here and driving up our back leg. Position that we roll into here, notice the reason why I shifted my knee up a little bit so that once we come over here, his hips are loaded up on top of mine, and we're in this position where if he does roll back to his base, I can get that leg back in. Just like that cradle position we went over before, if you'll remember. You want to finish with that knee high in the hip, giving yourself an opportunity to come back with the leg in. Now, one thing I forgot to mention that first time around here is that when you do put your weight forward and you're looking for his hips to shift up here, if you start reaching between the legs, most people know what's coming here. So if you would pull this arm back out, right? And then it's just going to be back and forth. I try to reach through here. Once I reach back up, he puts it back under his belly. So before you reach for the leg, or in between the legs for the arm, take this elbow and post here on the mat. Post this way. make sure that this arm can't come back out. We're blocking this arm from coming back out while we reach for this. Once we have that wrist locked up, we don't have to block this anymore. From here, turn your fist up, knee slides up a little bit, drive forward over the shoulder, post it up in my lap. From here, if he wants to roll into me, all I have to do is straighten my arm, prevents him from rolling in. If he wants to roll away, obviously we're just pulling tight on our grip. For a 6-point near fall here, we're going to start letting the bottom wrestler come up, and then all at once, just like before, grab here, use that momentum to pull you over. All right, do you have any questions on this one? Facing this way? Yep, facing this way. Got our leg in. He's buried this wrist. He's afraid of that guillotine. Lift our weight up. Lock the arm. Come under. Between the legs. From here. Shallow. Elbow in the back. Slide that knee up a little bit. Drive off this back leg straight over the shoulder. Just fighting. I let him up. Pop through. Turn for 6 point. Good. All right, let's try it on 3. 1, 2, 3.